how soon is too soon? Is it ever too soon to start looking at college options if that particular son or daughter is a tennis player or a baseball player, and you sense that they're going to want to do this through high school and possibly into college?
I think that when you're in junior high, obviously this whole process begins way earlier than parents think. It starts in junior high, but not necessarily the marketing and the promotion. It's the research and the understanding of what it's going to take when you get there. I try to tell young kids, if you're going to research, you think you want to play basketball at Duke. Okay, that's a great goal. Well, go on Duke's website and go to the athletic department website and look at the average size and weight of every single player on Duke's team. If the average size of a forward is 6'8" and you're going to be 6'2", well, you better be a darn good point guard. And if you're going to be a point guard, you better realize at Duke, what does it cost to go here? What's the average GPA and test score required to get there? Because if your goal at the end of the day is a school like Duke, or whatever school it may be, you better put an action plan into place that says, okay, whatever grade I'm in, 6th, 7th, 8th, right here, where am I going to be by the 11th grade or the 10th grade so that I can start getting recruited by somebody like Duke? And that's going to determine, because even if you look at a D3 school, look at Emory, or look at one of the Ivy League schools, or wherever the case might be, and when you realize how good a lot of those players are, now you know what you have to do to get yourself just to that level to be able to play.
As we continue to cover high school athletes and we see where they eventually land, a lot of times it seems like a high school coach does a lot of the grunt work to make it happen. Sometimes it's the parent, sometimes it's the athlete. Whose shoulders does it ultimately rely on most? Is it the high school coach? Is it the parent? Is it the athlete? Who should take the brunt of the responsibility?
The athlete. College coaches do not want to hear from parents. They're not recruiting parents. They don't want to talk to parents. They don't want to know anything from a parent about their son or daughter. Unfortunately, they're now listening less and less to high school coaches because they feel that high school coaches are trying to push their players off onto them. A high school coach is a relevant person, as well as their club or travel coach. But there have to be legitimate, good references that come back from a college coach to a high school or club coach to talk about that player. But in terms of marketing them out, the athlete themselves needs to be the one to pick up the phone, to send the email. This has to be looked at like a job. How am I going to find a job? If I'm an ESPNU 150 guy, it's like graduating from Harvard Law School. I don't have to go find a job because the job's going to find me. But for everybody that graduates from USF, UT, Florida State, and on, we're all competing for a job. So how are you going to go get that job? So it is the player's responsibility, not anybody else's. College or high school coaches, many of them get paid a stipend, $1,500. Their job is to coach that team, and hopefully develop that player. Many of them do not have the time. They do not have the know-how, the expertise, and some of them don't have the willingness to put forth what it's going to take to proactively market those players. Most of them will never hurt a player, but they may not go out of their way to market them. But if the players market themselves and college coaches call in, those high school coaches will do whatever they can to make sure they help them get from point A to point B.
Tell us about SportsWorks.
SportsWorks is a web-based online athlete education program. It is a turnkey system for high school and club coaches and organizations to implement that educates their players and their parents on everything from how to train better, how to eat better, better academics, how to get into college, and how to market and promote yourself to college, and the entire recruiting process. To my knowledge, it's the only complete athlete education system in the United States.
Tim Livingston, thank you so much.
Thank you, Drew.
All right.